showcasing the power of the Spiral throughout the tournament, but we've seen El Guardián Celta look at full fields, look at full combos go off, and yet still just have the response every single time.
Yeah, I think what is really paying off in this situation is the strategy of the Guardián Celta deck. We have seen this weekend very different control decks, and as Colossa said during the last interview with Ed, she was actually scared to play against this kind of deck, because on one hand it has so many interruptions, and I think it's also very difficult to get rid of Umi while on the field, and also the Karyushin.
Of course, yeah, the Fish Sonar now coming out to guarantee the Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin to the hand. Electric Jellyfish played. You have to assume that there's no Umi in hand to facilitate the Ocean Dragon Lord play.
Apparently not. It goes for the Electric Jellyfish effect.
Okay.
Bringing on the Karyushin on the field. Karyushin will be able to search for a card from the deck to the hand. Maybe he will go the Seal Stealth attack. That's the case.
This is the first time in a while that we've seen El Guardián Celta actually start off the duel. So it'll be really interesting to see what exactly it is that he does now that he has that opportunity to set up his combo and his control before his opponent has a chance to do anything.
And we had already said that I think what El Guardián Celta deck does is also very good at going second, because as you mentioned, also in our previous match, he went second twice and he still won. So I think the deck really does and performs very well, because he has so many different plays, and also one of the key card of the deck, there can be only one, is very difficult to play with.
Yeah, actually using that effect to get the Ice Jade Tremora, what do you think about that?
So I think overall it's a very good addition to the deck, because now, as we are seeing, El Guardián Celta was able to put on the field 3 monsters and 2 set spell and trap cards.
Everything but the Umi.
Everything but the Yumi, and honestly, I would also like to say this deck is everything but Umi.
See, Stealth Attack, of course, being revealed here. Will be really interesting to see what Colossa does in order to kind of start off that rapid-fire quick combo with the spirals.
I really like this combo by the Guardián Celta. He basically got to send the Umi with the Electric Jellyfish from the deck, and now with the Seal Stat, he was able to bring back another one that he just sent previously.
Actually, probably the 2 duelists in the tournament with the most integral field spells to their strategy.
Yeah.
Both of them really revolving around the field spell aspects of their decks. Tell me, actually, Alberto, how you think Colossa plays out of the control that El Guardián Celta seems to be exerting over this game so far.
So basically, he now decides to go for Electric Jellyfish negation on Chicken Game, which I'm not a big fan of, honestly, because basically it's like negating an Absurd Goblin. I'm not a fan of this decision, because now Colossa is activating the Spiral Resort, and if the Spiral Resort goes through, this might be a very good advantage. But no, okay, no, it did not.
So the other effect of the Chicken Game was to essentially sacrifice it to then...
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we missed it. But there's the Forbidden Droplet from Colossa. There's the Forbidden Droplet, and this hurts so much.
See Stealth Attack.
Well played, though, by El Guardián Celta, chaining the Seal Stealth on the Electric Jellyfish. And as we saw yesterday, basically, when the Electric Jellyfish was activating, it was on the field, but given that now it has been banished, the effect will still resolve because it will no longer be on the field at the time of the activation.
That being said, even if the Forbidden Droplet was a good card and a good option to pursue there, Colossa's hand now down to only 2 cards and only 2 options in terms of accelerating this combo and dealing with the field that El Guardián Celta is currently presenting.
Exactly. She was pretty much obliged to activate the Droplet, And here, unfortunately for Colossa, we are seeing the end phase.
So Doom Kraken is already there in defense position. You have the Electric Jellyfish now coming back. Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin is still doing his thing. And now we are just waiting to see what comes next out of the deck for El Guardián Celta.
This is actually very unfortunate. We have already said this. If the Umi deck basically tries its way to find and build this impressive
Stealth
field,
2.
it's going to be very, very difficult. We have to mention that Colossa played well by activating the Forbidden Droplet, but the Guardián Celta activated the Seal Stack in chain and the Electric Jellyfish went through. Now he enters battle phase most likely, and he will inflict a lot of damage.
Oh!
He also has the Karyushin's Dark Rift.
And that actually should be enough damage for game, unless Colossa has an answer in her hand.
Let's see if Colossa has any response to that. We will see, but looks like she doesn't. I think it was anyway well played by the Guardián Celta, because I really like the Electric Jellyfish sending the Legendary Ocean the turn before and then getting it back with the Seal Stealth attack, because now he has all effects on the line, and with this impressive field he's just considering if he can push enough damage.
Do you foresee any way back into this for Colossa?
This is very, very complicated, because now Eleonora will be left only with few life points remaining. And from what we saw, she passed before. So now Guardián Celta is entering Mind Phase 2.
Is he going to set what is presumably another disruptive spell trap in his hand?
He might be holding one of them. And let's remember that the Karyushin also acts as a pseudo doesn't match while on the field. Basically, Eleonora will be able only to summon one non-water monster. And this is very, very complicated, especially because the Electric Jellyfish is on the field.
Upstart Goblin. You mentioned before that you don't really see that as something that would be necessarily a priority when it comes to using your negation.
Exactly, you just wait, and here Colossa sets one. El Guardián Celta taking a deep breath. It's now his turn, and he will soon enter into the battle phase. He now goes for the Karyushin's effect. Getting the Seal Stealth 2.
Sea Stealth 2 being activated here. Everything going into attack position, and El Guardián Celta looking to close this one out.
He's going to attack with the Doom Kraken to seal this game one. Very well played by Guardián Celta.
And El Guardián Celta now one game away from securing a spot in the grand final.
Very well played by him. We have to say that basically he didn't start things off with Umi on the field, but what I really like is that he got to send the Legendary Ocean with the Electric Jellyfish, and then with the Cell Steel attack, the card is super, super powerful. He basically got back the Legendary Ocean he previously sent to the graveyard on the field, and basically by having the Karyushin and both the Electric Jellyfish on the field, he basically was able to block Eleonora's plays at all.
And I'm very intrigued to see that Umi control deck is in fact able to do its thing even against something as rapid fire quick paced as the Spiral deck.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it can indeed do that yet again as we head into game 2. Colossa looking to take down Guardián Celta.
Colossa now start things off with SPYRAL Resort on getting the quick fix in the drone, whereas though getting the Magician Souls, and I think once again we will be seeing from Colossa in a blink of an eye the best combo of the SPYRAL deck. We have already said how powerful the deck is, and I think her expertise on the deck, it's without any doubts incredible.
That being said, we've seen impressive fields be completely dismantled by Guardián Celta in the past. Already off to a better start for Colossa in this game though, as you did mention. Where do we go as Colossa to maintain some semblance of control over this game, and how does she prevent Guardián Celta from taking control of this game?
So basically she can either go for the Target Wizard, so by having it co-linked, or if she really wants to go for it, she could go for the Nightmare Griffin, getting the opponent of the Red Lotus. This time around the SPYRAL Sleeper will be incredibly powerful, because basically against a deck like Umi, which relies on having multiple cards on the field, then you will not most likely be able to go over the SPYRAL Sleeper. So Eleonora will be having a chance to basically destroy a lot of cards, if that will be the case from the Guardián Celta side of the field. And now, once again, we are seeing the drone being activated.
Where does this drone lead?
So this drone leads to a SPYRAL Double Helix activation. Indeed, okay, Colossa put on top the Pot of Extravagance, which is very weird, honestly. Because it's one of these cards that you don't really want your opponent to start things off with. There might be a reason, honestly. We will soon find out. Maybe she's holding an Ash Blossom, she has maybe some other interruptions. We will soon find out. But this is Stardom stuff from Eleonora. I think once again, it really depends on her hand, honestly, because if she outdrew the one and only opponent of the Red Lotus, we might be going for a Target Wizard.
Yeah. So, you mentioned the point of the Red Lotus being a key component of shutting down combos, but we've seen Guardián Celta turn things around with 1-2 sequential plays. It's going to be really interesting to see how the end of this turn plays out, and what kind of state the field is left in by Colossa to kind of guarantee that Guardián Celta doesn't get that requisite setup to just take complete control of the game again.
And here, Colossa once again going for the Celine.
Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians, as you mentioned, can get the SPYRAL Master Plan back.
Correct. You usually go for this place. It's very powerful, especially because like you can use advantage of Master Plan. Once it's being summoned, basically you get to search the SPYRAL Mission Rescue. And by having multiple rescues on the graveyard, she will be basically able to go for the Target Wizard if she really wants to. Once again, as you mentioned, a Guardián Celta deck is very good also by going second, because he has a lot of ways to deal with opponent's field. Still, I think this time around it will be very hard to see SPYRAL Sleepers. Anyway, let's go what she decides to do. Appaloosa.
But again, only 2 materials here, so essentially only 2 negates.
It will all be 2 negates, but I'm pretty sure Eleonora, this time around, she will have the pieces missing in her last match. There comes indeed the Double Helix being summoned back with the rescue. We had already seen this combo quite a few times this weekend, and she knows how the deck plays, all of the combos, and now she goes for another Link Summon. I think she'll go for the Target Wizard, and indeed she does.
So we are 1 Link monster away from that being a successful co-link, correct?
Yes, so basically she will be able to put up another monsters on the field very soon, alongside with the SPYRAL Sleeper. And this is what we were talking about in the previous match, which basically she did quite the same thing. The only piece that was missing was the Double Helix on the field, so basically now she will have another negation with the Tri-Get Wizard on the field. She also has the Terraforming, getting her another copy of Spiral Resort. Very incredible start from Eleonora. She gets to search the Super Agent. Look at how many cards she has in her hand. No surprise at all. The Guardián Celta sitting there looking at this impressive opening by Colossa.
Yeah, very intimidating field currently presenting itself on the side of Colossa. Guardián Celta, what can he do? We will find out shortly when the turn does pass over to him, but Colossa not done yet. Where will she go with that Link Summon? What is the third piece of the equation to make the magic happen?
So she might be going, if she has another rescue in the graveyard, she will also might think about going for double helix and going to summon the Nightmare Griffer, double helix and draw, but she does not. Actually, what she decides to do with the double helix and the perfect draw for
Nightmare Unicorn.
the Unicorn, which is something interesting, honestly. Okay.
And then this is the Griffin? Yeah.
Okay, she makes the Griffon, as I was telling you guys. Basically, she goes once again with the rescue, summoning the double helix, and basically this was the point she was looking for. 8 cards in hand, so basically now she has double negation with Appaloosa, 1 negation with the Tri-Get Wizard, the Spiral Sleeper, destroying cards. I am pretty sure she might also be holding a copy of Ash Blossom, given that she put on top the Pot of Extravagance, just in case she sets one. She might be holding something else. Impressive third one from Colossa.
Very impressive indeed. And now tell me how Guardián Celta deals with this and how he gets through this.
It's very, very difficult, because now he gets to draw. First things that he will do, it will be the Pot of Extravagance. But there's the opponent of the Red Lotus. No surprise. She doesn't have Ash Blossom. So, I'm still wondering why she put the Pot of Extravagance on top.
Actually, a couple of good options here for Guardián Celta. Even if you remove one piece of the puzzle, you have to imagine that the rest of the play will continue.
Guardián Celta indeed has a lot of monsters in his hand, and now Eleonora is considering where this appointed of the Red Lotus needs to go. I think the Kairoshin makes a lot of sense, because as we saw, just the Legendary Ocean alongside with the Kairoshin is super impactful. And Guardián Celta goes with the Pot of Extravagance. I would negate it, honestly. Makes a lot of sense, exactly. And still, I'm super surprised that Eleonora put the Pot of Extravagance on top. I mean, I would really like to ask her why she put that on top. Because, of course, like, it's one of these cards that you really want to beat to your opponent. I'll know, of course, you can negate it. Still, only if Guardian Goods get activated, sends the Ice Berry to the graveyard.
Yep.
Now he really needs to get the Gameciel from his deck. And I think the right play here would be getting the Gameciel and getting rid of the Sleeper. Of course, there's the Appaloosa once again, and I mean, it's very hard to deal with this. He's considering his options.
Not only do you want to get rid of the Sleeper, but presumably you'd also be quite happy to get rid of any of the Link monsters surrounding the Tri-Gate Wizard, so you prevent that negation from coming through again.
Exactly.
Guardián Celta is probably in the most difficult position that we've seen him in this tournament since his opening match at the start of day one.
Yeah, we saw how difficult it is to play against the Omi deck, and also he showed us how powerful it is thanks to these combos. And I think the card that really put the pressure on his opponents basically was the Seal Stat Attack, which was a very, very powerful card indeed. And as you said, now he's very sinking with his back against the wall. I think here he played well. He added indeed the Gamma Seal he was looking for. And potentially here he might be going for the Gamma Seal. Okay. He gets rid of the Appaloosa.
So Warrior of Atlantis gets the Legendary Ocean.
I don't see a plan honestly here, because I would have used the Gamma Seal on the Sleeper, because now you are subject to the Spiral Sleeper activation. And the Spiral Sleeper lets remind you guys that basically he can destroy cards generically, and he will be able to, Colossa will be able to get rid of 2 cards from the Guardián Celta side of the field.
And a lot of the opponents that struggled to deal with Guardián Celta's deck couldn't have the luxury of having removal for the Umi, for the Legendary Ocean, and as such Colossa seems to be in prime position to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, here now he goes with the Astro Tremora, but I mean, the Spiral Sleeper is here. Now, most likely, it will pass. Eleonora activates the Sleeper indeed, gets rid of the monster and the set card, in my opinion, and then seals the game. Yeah. Plays back to Colossa, and as we're saying, this is more than enough to seal game 2. Very well played by her. We have to mention that she is showcasing us her expertise on this deck, and we have to bring credit to her. And here, battle phase has been declared. We will soon see a game 3.
Colossa evening up this match does mean that now both of these players backs against the wall, that last spot in the grand final awaiting either of them.
That's right. Our players now will play this decisive game to see which of them will actually advance into the final of our Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster Duel Invitational. We have to mention that the spotlight is both of them. It will go either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these players coming into this game evenly matched. Yeah, but there can be only one in the final. That being said, yeah, really intrigued as to how this one is going to play out, especially because that all-important turn 1 start, depending on how you set up the control from either side, well, we'll see how it plays out here as we are ready to jump into the deciding game of this match, our final semi-final, deciding who will be the final finalist for the Master Duel Invitational 2022.
Our players are ready. Let's see who will start things off first.
Guardián Celta looks to be the one starting things off.
Right? And he does. This is very good for him, because basically started. Oh, there's the Ash Blossom on the Fish Sonar, which might be super impactful, honestly, because basically it would have added the Karyushin, which we saw how good the card is. Deserves a lot. The Electric Jellyfish here, very good one.
Already off to a much better start for Guardián Celta here.
I mean, it is a good start. It is not the ideal start for sure. The Ash Blossom hurt a lot on the Fish Sonar. Let's see. She goes for the Magician Souls. What I really like about Magician Soul is that basically she gets to send as a cost the Master Plan. El Guardián Celta chains the Seal Stealth attack. Magician Souls is the field. And now Colossa activates Magician Soul's effect, sends two. Okay, he drew a trap and a spell. Now I will be surprised if Guardián Celta will not negate the Magician Soul. Honestly, imagine if Colossa has a forbidden droplet here, it will be incredible.
Apparently not, as the electric jellyfish does resolve.
Does she have a quick fix? She has. Where art thou? And she basically will be able. Let's see what she goes for. She goes for the quick fix. She normal summons it and goes search for a Spiral Gear card from her deck. The quick fix gets to resolve and she gets the big red indeed. Big red gets the master plan.
And now the Spiral Master Plan leads into what exactly, Alberto? What is the play here from Colossa?
So I think this is very good because basically when we saw that the Guardián Celta was going first, I was really afraid for Colossa, honestly, because the Umi deck is super scary. But we got the chance to see basically the Magician Soul's activation, and then the Electrifish was basically forced to negate the Magician Soul's effect. And now, with the Magician Soul sending the Master Plan to the graveyard, Colossa will be able once again to go for the drone play, discarding the Assault from to the graveyard, getting the quick fix back, and after this, she will be able to activate the Assault from the graveyard, bringing the drone on the field, and then the drone will see the first 3 cards of the Guardián Celta's deck. Once she will do this, she will then activate the double Helix, and then from this point on, she will start using her Ghost Trick cards, and if everything goes through, Colossa will be able, during this turn, to summon the Spiral Sleeper, getting rid both of the Electric Jellyfish and the Seal Self attack, and seal the game.
We've seen Colossa win games in a single turn before this tournament, even earlier today, so it will be really interesting to see if she can indeed replicate that again now. As you've mentioned, there is potential for an Xyz summon into the Ghost Trick Dullahan, which will then lead again into another Ghost Trick monster. The Angel of Mischief now will presumably search the Ghost Trick shot.
Yeah, from this moment on, we will be seeing what Colossa does at her best with the Spiral deck, and I think that going for the line with the Spiral Sleeper, getting rid of the cards of the Guardián Celta side of the field will be enough, and Guardián Celta looks like he knows what will be up next. I think Colossa only needs to be really careful, because when you're all sitting in this situation, you know that the game is in your hand. But you don't really want to make any mistake, you really want to be focused. You are playing to advance into the final, and you're only 1 game away to advance. Here comes the Celine.
Yep, Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians, and again, as we saw earlier, presumably going to get the Spiral Master Plan back.
Yeah. This is super powerful, because once again, with the Master Plan, you get the rescue.
So, does this end in a big access code Tulka play again?
I think she has multiple options. On one hand, she might be going for the access code Tulka, but also she has access to the Spiral Sleeper. Now, indeed, she goes for the access code Tulka, which we have seen a lot of times this weekend. I think Guardián Celta knows what is coming up next. She gets back the Ghost Trick shot. Now the Super Agent will declare the first card on top of the Guardián Celta's deck. He gets to the field. He can destroy 1 Spell Chop card of his opponent. Umi will be destroyed, And here he goes with the quick fix. Quick fix effect, and I think here, yeah, I mean, she would have targeted the seal stealth instead, but still it doesn't change really much.
Colossa now looking to seal the deal. Nightmare Griffin, you have to imagine, is about to come up.
Let's see what she decides to do. That's the Griffin indeed. She gets rid of the rescue and sets the appointment of the Red Lotus. She previously discarded this turn. She's trying to understand how to seal this game. Here comes the Spiral Sleeper with the last resort. She goes with Access Talker's effect, and with that being activated on the electric jellyfish, she will enter battle phase. What a match from Colossa, who came back after losing game 1.
And Colossa seals her victory and seals her place in the grand final. Wow. SPYRAL.
Wow. What a match. What a match. And now we will be having Colossa being interviewed by Ed. They will ask her some questions.
Congratulations, Colossa. Now, that was very exciting. The Umi deck throughout this entire tournament has caused nothing but problems. But you managed to deal with that so well. Talk us through what's going through your mind while you're against a deck like that.
I thought that if he had, like, maybe Karyushin, both Karyushin in hand, I thought, I'm dead, because I only got one pointer to remove one of them. So if he got another Karyushin, I was like, oh no, he's gonna remove on my board. But then I got really, really lucky, he didn't get another one, so.
Watching some of those moments in each of those, especially in that last game, there were a couple of maybe misplays from him with putting Jellyfish at the wrong time, and then there was Ashes, and then he was left with the Jellyfish on board, couldn't really do anything about the negates, and then you dealt with the whole thing. You built that huge field.
Well, I misplayed too in the second game because I had to do Droplet previously. I shouldn't have make him negate my resort because I knew he had the stealth attacks to banish the Jellyfish, so he get to negate anyways. And then I was like, well, I'm stupid. But then, yeah, I thought that the third game maybe he should have not negated my Magician Souls because it was 50-50. I had to draw. He maybe had to negate the Where Art Thou. That was the spell which adds me Quick Fix or Magician Souls. That was the crucial point, and I guess he maybe forgot, but it was still a really nice match. I really, really had fun playing against him.
It was really good. It was genuinely exciting to watch. We're all interested to see exactly who Rev's cards will be going up against. Tri-Brigade, how do you feel about going up against that as a SPYRAL player?
I'm a bit scared of his deck because I saw his moves. He really knows how to play that deck, and he's got a really sick plays that deck. I really, really enjoy it. I'd really love to play it too, but I've got SPYRAL. I bring SPYRAL because I thought it was maybe the best combo in this game right now in the Master Duel format. So let's go, let's bring SPYRAL.
Well, you've managed to do some amazing plays with it. You've got serious combos out there, built some amazing fields, like we saw at the end of that game. Access Code Talker, Nightmare Griffin, popping the Jellyfish and stuff. So you know how to get around those combos. It'll be interesting to see exactly how you fare against those Tri-Brigades. Congratulations again. We're going to have a little bit of a break so that you can settle down. Obviously, we've got the third place duel that has to happen as well. So you have a little bit of time to think through your strategy, think through how you're going to get past Tri-Brigade. Best of luck to you. I hope it goes well for you. That was very exciting to see exactly what the final was going to comprise of. So right now, let's quickly show you exactly what that table looks like right now. You guys can see it's going to be Rev's cards versus Colossa, Tri-Brigade versus SPYRAL. Very exciting to see how that duel plays out, and whoever wins is going to be crowned the Master Duel Invitational champion and be taking home one of those 3 trophies. We've got a little break right now, and then after the break, we're going to show you guys the 3rd place duel, because whoever wins that is going to be taking home the 3rd trophy, and then obviously both finalists will be getting a trophy as well. It's going to be incredibly exciting. Don't go anywhere, because after this break, we're back with more action.